The Planning and Zoning Commission meeting of September 8th, 2020 at 7 p.m. web-based meeting hosted by Zoom. And before we get into the contents of the meeting, I wanted to say before we get started, I wanted to take the time to welcome back John Lennon to the P&Z Commission. I'm personally pleased to have his knowledge and experience back with us. Glad you are with us again, John. And although Steve Duchelle is not on the call, I do want to say something that I want to thank Steve Duchelle for his 8+ years with the commission and for his incredibly well thought out input and everything that came before the commission. He will be missed. Thank you again, Steve.
Most definitely.
All right, so moving on, excuse me, first on our agenda is Codfish and DeMarco LLC, 29 Benedict Road, Parcel B, 4-lot subdivision and special permit. We're going to open and then we will continue the meeting. So Kitty, you have the legal notice?
Public notice, Town of Bethel website, legal notice. The Bethel Planning and Zoning Commission will hold a public hearing on September 8th at 7 p.m. using the virtual platform Zoom to hear the application of Codfish and DeMarco LLC for a 4-lot subdivision and special permit for a rear lot located at 29 Benedict Road, Parcel B in the R40 zone. This property can be found in the tax assessor's office as map 68, block 92, and lot 70. The application file can be found at the Google Drive. At this hearing, persons will be heard. The application will be submitted by 3 p.m. Monday, September 7th, 2020. Email address is landuse@bethelconnecticut.gov. Pat Rich-Sherman.
Thanks, Kitty.
I don't know if there's any of the general public here, Pat, but the hearing, we will not be taking any testimony tonight because the applicant did not notify the adjoining property owners within a timely fashion. So they've requested that they would like it continued to the 22nd, and they will send letters to the property owners within 500 feet.
Okay, perfect. Thanks, Beth. All right, next on our agenda is at Mites. Special permit in-ground pool, 2 Cross Hill Road. And
Bring up 2 Cross Hill.
I'm sorry?
I'm sorry, I was talking to David.
Oh,
I didn't
okay.
realize I was.
This hearing was originally scheduled in August, but due to the power outage, it was continued to this evening. And items are located in the Google Drive if you need to look at them.
Public notice.
Yes, please.
Public notice. The Bethel Planning and Zoning Commission will hold a public hearing on August 11th, on September 8th, 2020 at 7 p.m. using the virtual Zoom to hear the following applications. Jeff Mitz for a special permit to construct an in-ground pool at 2 Cross Hill Road. This property can be found in the tax assessor's office as map 90, block 55, and lot 4801. The public may send comments via regular mail and email at landuse@bethelconnecticut.gov. Comments must be received by 3 p.m. in order to be included. Pat Rich-Sherman.
Thanks, Kitty.
David, could you bring up the map that shows the actual pool location? It's that one. In regards to this application, I spoke with the applicant today. The zoning regulations have a very peculiar regulation dealing with accessory structures in the front yard. This particular house is a corner lot. So in zoning, what we do is we consider it that the lot has 2 front yards. So, okay, David, I'll take control now. So it's on Cross Hill and Codfish Hill Road. If you see where my cursor is, the proposed pool is in the front yard along Codfish Hill Road. The requirement is that they need a special permit from the Planning and Zoning Commission and a public hearing. We originally had this scheduled during the storm, and but Mr. Mites did all the correct notifications of his neighbors, and I would tell you that his neighbors are anxiously waiting for him to finish putting in the pool. They're all supportive of it. There was no negative comments, and my request that's unless the commission has any questions, I would suggest that you can close the hearing and put it in a work session and discuss it at that time.
All right, I don't believe we have any of the public here for this hearing. If there is
David,
anyone
you want to
here?
go over David, you want to go over with how to raise your hand?
Yes. So for the members of the public that are in attendance for tonight's meeting, there is a toolbar at the bottom of the Zoom meeting screen. One of the options will be participants. Click on that option and there will be a list of names that pops up in the toolbar on the right-hand side of your screen next to your individual name. There is a list of options, one of which is raising your hand. Raising your hand lets us know that you have comments for the commission. If you are participating by phone, press *9#, and that lets us know that you want to partake in public comment through phone.
Thank you, David. Do you see anyone with any questions?
I'm trying to look here. I'm going to stop. Yep, wait a minute. At this time, I do not, Beth.
Okay, thank you.
All right, then we'll move out to commission members. I have no questions. Kitty?
I have no questions.
Bob?
No questions.
Penny?
No questions.
Ken?
None.
Rich? Rich, are you on mute?
I am checking. He is not.
Rich Tibbetts, do you have any questions? Well, maybe he stepped away. John?
I have no questions and I see no reason to keep the public hearing open.
Okay, Linda?
No questions.
Rob?
No
Rob
questions.
No
Wallace?
questions. No questions.
And Rob Stoll?
None here.
All right, if we're all in agreement then, this public hearing will be closed. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstention? Motion carries. This hearing is closed. Next on our agenda, I'm sorry.
I'd like to make a motion to put it in the work session.
Yes.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Abstention? Motion carries. Next is, there was a typo on here. It does say meeting minutes of August 11th. That meeting was canceled, so there are no meeting minutes. And then we move to F. Clark Associates. Beth, did you want to talk to that?
Yeah, I don't think it's necessary to bring up the drive showing the application, David. It's a small addition to an existing building at 17 F.J. Clark Circle. It's about between 2,500 and 3,000 square feet. It's to the rear of the building. Unfortunately, it does require a public hearing and requires an amended special permit. So I've taken the liberty to schedule that public hearing for the 22nd of September.
Beth, the size on that addition is 2,250 square feet.
Thank you.
And
So you
for
need a
those
motion?
familiar with the
Okay.
park, it's Chameleon Communications.
I'd like to make a motion to schedule a public hearing for F. Clark Associates on
922.
9/22. Thank you very much. And to get comments from all the town people required for this application.
Second.
Okay, any discussion? All those in favor? Aye.
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 Opposed? Abstention? Motion carries. Next, I see on the schedule is agreement for review of public safety, Shelley Road.
At the last public hearing regarding 47 Shelley Road, the commission requested that a consultant be hired. It's Frederick Clark Associates. I've entered into the agreement. The amount is for $3,900 to study public safety and health related matters to the driveway that's proposed there. It's not to do a traffic study for the road. We feel the most important avenue that should be explored is the safety of the actual driveway. I will be notifying the applicant tomorrow that they are responsible for that payment of $3,900 to the town of Bethel to cover the costs. I
Excellent.
just want that noted for the record.
All right,
You
moving
don't need
on.
a motion? You don't need any motion to that effect?
No, just note it for the record.
Okay.
Hey,
Okay, so
Beth,
next
can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes, thank you.
Sorry, I heard you that whole time. I had some
Oh,
audio
good,
problems.
okay. Next is a work session on Mike's special permit in-ground pool to Cross Hill. If there are any comments from commission members. I believe we've all agreed we can close this public hearing and move it forward.
Okay, the public
With
hearing
no
is
comments, and
closed.
we'll ask Beth to draft an approval for this.
Pat, I think that the public hearing, you have closed the public hearing, it's in the work session mode. And my suggestion would be that you can do the resolution now to
Okay.
approve if you so choose, and we will use our standard conditions of approval.
Okay, perfect. All right, is there anyone that would like to bring forward the conditions of approval?
No, I'm saying that we would use our standard
Right,
issuance of conditions. It's just a matter of.
provide input.
No, it's
I
just a
would make
matter
a
of,
Any input from us at all?
unless you have something more to add, then
Okay, no.
I don't know.
Any
Standard
commission members want to add anything else? No, it's all yours, Beth.
Bob was going to.
okay, but you need to make a
Oh, but
motion.
somebody
We're
needs to
going
make a
to,
motion.
yeah.
Right.
I'll make a motion that we approve the pool. And that Beth write up an approval using our standard method of approval.
Second.
And just as a reminder, those standards would be something like make sure E&S erosion and sedimentation controls are adhered to, all building codes pertaining to fencing and things of that location. You know, it's just a standard zoning permit is what we will be issuing.
Perfect. All right, any comments from anyone? All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any abstentions? All right, it's approved. Moving on, under new business.
Can I just make a point here?
Yes, of
I
course.
know that the meeting minutes for 8/11, we had no meeting on 8/11,
Right.
but I did send meeting minutes for 7/28. Can we approve those?
I didn't get them. All I got was an agenda.
No, then I resent them.
Yeah, Nancy did resend them.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't look again. Sorry.
Make a motion to approve the minutes of
Thank you.
7/28/20.
Second. Aye.
Any discussion?
Yeah, Linda wants to make one correction on the minutes. I wasn't seated at that meeting, so I didn't vote. And the minutes do indicate that I did vote.
Okay, I'll take care of that.
Thank
With
you.
corrections. Okay, I'm sorry, and who seconded that?
I did.
Thank you, Kenny.
All right,
Thank you.
all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Against? Abstentions? Motion carries.
I'm going to abstain because I didn't get to see them.
Okay, thanks.
And I'm going to abstain from that vote, obviously, Pat. Thank you.
Yes, you weren't here. All right, moving on to new business. Cooper Brook LLC, special permit, addition to existing building, 17 FJ Clark Park. And that's just what we had discussed above.
Yes.
Right, the extension. The addition, right. that's
Yeah,
Right.
I took care of that.
So that's done. Next is Shelley Woods LLC, modification revision to existing approval, 91 Worcester Street.
Ah,
Okay, in the Google Drive is a letter from Attorney Marcus with an amended affordable
affordable housing.
affordable plan. Today I received a phone call from the property owner, Mr. Tim Draper, and his request is to table that because he's not sure what he's doing.
Oh, okay.
He doesn't know if he's gonna stick with the new one, go back to the old one. So he requested that we table that.
Okay,
Well, one question, is it 19 or 91?
91.
Okay, thank you.
All right, moving on. Planning and Zoning Department report, Arnhold Foundation, Sunset Hill.
David, can you bring up the drive for Arnhold Foundation?
I'm on it. Just so you know, Beth, if you want to commandeer the mouse from me, you have to go into the share screen toolbar on your screen to do that.
Under advanced sharing options?
What's that?
Where is it under advanced sharing options?
Yes, yeah. When I start sharing my screen, there would be an option, I believe, for you to take control of my screen.
It already says you can do it.
Okay. Am I looking into town survey maps or proposed donation?
Proposed donation.
Okay.
Thank you. Attorney Marcus was supposed to be here at some point. I know he had some other hearing going on and he thought he would be here sooner, but it's apparent that it's not going to happen. So I'll go through it a little bit with you now. Let me see if I can move this. Is that you or me?
That's me. So I'm away from my mouse now. If you want to take over my screen, there should be an option for you to do so with screen sharing.
Multiple participants can share simultaneously? Only host. Who can share? Who can start sharing with someone else? Blah, blah.
It's about you're looking to take over my screen, Beth. Is what you're looking to do.
Okay, so where do I find that?
You know what? I'll just try to look it up this way. Actually, no, never mind. That's not going to work, is it? So there's a toolbar that says the share, right, next to participants.
Yes,
Share screen.
share screen.
Right, but then there's also, I think, view options?
View options. Zoom ratio, hide video, exit full screen, side by side, stop participant sharing.
No, that's not it. Just tell me where you want me to go, Beth.
All right, start over on Sunset Hill.
Okay, so I'm on the map.
Is the map going to come in any clearer than it is now?
I can zoom in.
See if you can zoom in a little bit.
That's as far as I can. Nope.
Okay, go over to Sunset Hill.
Am I on the right side or no? That's
No, you're
Aunt
on the wrong
Patty's.
side of the map. Okay, zoom out. Zoom out of the map. Totally.
Sunset Hill is to the left.
Yep.
Okay, I see it now.
Okay. So, okay, keep it on Sunset Hill. That's the important part. I want to talk about frontage on both roads. So give me a clear view of the whole parcel in regards to Sunset Hill. The whole parcel, not zoom. I want to see the whole parcel on Sunset Hill. Bring it over to the right.
Okay. It's as right as I can. Are you talking about this parcel here, Beth?
I'm talking about Sunset Hill. Can you see my cursor?
No, I can't.
Yeah, I
Okay.
see somebody's.
This is my cursor. Can you see that?
No,
In the
but
middle-
Beth,
Are you in the middle of the map?
the only way that they can see your cursor, Beth, is if you take screen sharing controls from me.
Okay.
There's a button for you to do that. I don't know what it is at the moment. I thought it was under the screen sharing options, but unfortunately it isn't. I tried to find it.
Okay.
There's
Okay,
a
so
green
what I'm
arrow
gonna-
on the bottom of my screen.
Right.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is David, I want to take screen sharing away from you,
Okay.
and then I will use it myself.
Okay.
All right, so now for me to use screen share, it's going to be me. How do I get it?
Go to share screen. At the bottom, there's a toolbar. Click on the green toolbar on the green arrow,
Yep.
and it'll ask you what program you want to share. So if you have your Google Drive up in Chrome, that's what you would use.
It says one participant at a time, multiple participants can share.
No, so you don't want the little arrow. You want the big green arrow in the middle that says share.
Okay. And what do I do here?
It says select a window or an application that you want to share.
Okay.
and then you're going to click on, if you have your web browser open, the Google Drive, you'll go into the folder and you'll share your screen that way.
It says post attendees Zoom Google. No, I don't see it.
Okay. So it
All right, let me
shares.
go. Okay, what I'm doing is I'm going into the Drive
Okay.
and I'll get it that way. I'm sorry, guys. I apologize for the wait.
No, it's work. That's you're on the right.
Okay.
Okay.
Got it.
So this particular piece was a 100-acre piece approximately. And in my notes that I shared with you, the town of Bethel paid for a very extensive survey that include topos and identification of brooks and streams and things of that nature with the Arnholds, when Mr. Arnhold was alive. In return for that survey cost and information, there was a verbal agreement that the majority of it would be turned over as open space, and we were hoping that it would be turned over to Huntington Park. Part of that verbal agreement, again, and that was through their attorney Marcus, was that we understood that there was the possibility that some of the property on Sunset Hill Road would be divided into lots. Excuse me. So what we received in regard to this location map, it's called. Originally, there's two large lots on this property. So they're each entitled to a first cut is what we call. So when you look at Sunset Hill Road, you will see that there is a large lot that is proposed for the first cut. Now, the way this is done, can you see these hatch marks?
Yeah.
You
Yes.
see my cursor,
Yeah,
okay? And then you see how this property goes along the other two.
right.
And it's like, why? It's approximately, I believe, a 6-acre piece. So you probably can get more than one lot through subdivision, which I understand. But it's just very unusual, and I was hoping Mr. Marcus could be here to explain why this area is part of this lot. I think I know the answer. I think I'm assuming that it's in order to get 2 lots eventually from this piece. But that's for someone else to go through the process on receiving those 2 lots. So by doing this, there isn't any frontage left on Sunset Hill Road for development. Again, you see how it goes over here. This is all one lot, gang. All this hatch goes behind here, and then it connects over here where the tennis court is. So that eventually is how you're going to get 2 lots on Sunset Hill. Are you kind of following me? Because it's a 2-acre zone. So it's a first division. So the rule says, okay, I have this large piece, I can get a free cut. So this is the free cut that they're proposing, which is different.
Okay,
No.
the free cut is all the hash marks.
Right.
Okay, that's what's confusing. So, but that's the free cut for the one free split on that parcel.
Right.
Gotcha.
About 7 acres.
So what
Okay.
they did is instead of cutting one building lot off, they cut a chunk of land off, and then we'll have to re-subdivide it at a later date.
Correct,
Got it.
correct.
Well, Beth, doesn't the free cut just mean they get to draw the line wherever they want to draw the line?
And that's what they did.
And that's what they did.
Yeah.
But there's a purpose to this conversation. So what they've done is they've eliminated any access to the open space from Sunset Hill.
Exactly.
Okay. So there's no access there. Now we go over to
The other
Aunt
one.
Patty's Lane.
And there's another line there.
I don't know how to, okay, if I go like that, can I remove, there you go. You all went bye-bye, good. So I can see what I have to do. All right, so now we're over on Aunt Patty's Lane. Okay, everybody see my cursor?
I
Okay.
see Aunt on you.
So
Yep.
what they did was, they're proposing to do another large lot of 6 acres. This is, Aunt Patty's Lane goes up to, in pavement, right about here, okay?
Mhm.
And then it's what we consider a paper road. It's about 40 feet wide.
Right.
So this area here, they're proposing a 6 acres split. Well, when you go 2 by 6 acres, 2 acre lot, so there's 3 lots over here.
Right.
Again, it's another big lot. But originally, when we spoke to them, and I wish Neil was here, but he can watch the video and get back to me. We were hoping that this area would remain open space. And not open space, but deeded to the state of Connecticut. And one of the main reasons was, and I remember Don Goodrich talking about this, he used to be the former chairman of the Inland Wetlands Commission. We were hoping to get some access to Huntington Park
Oh,
through the town of Bethel. And over where my cursor is now is what I call the old wood lot. And when they have done forestry of any kind on this large piece of property, this is where the activity took place. So it's pretty, level. It's cleared. It's an area that we were hoping to just have to work with the state, get a small parking area, call it a summer entrance. The town would be willing to put in gravel or, anything that would be required from the state of Connecticut, just so we have access to it. Now, when you look where my cursor is now here, you will see that this actually fronts on Aunt Patty's Lane. This particular piece is the topos are not good. There's ledge here, there's rock here, and again, it all shows on the other map. So the question is, I did have a very preliminary discussion with Neil on at least getting some type of small area here along the road to at least put in 12 cars.
Why are they going against what you agreed on?
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I'm not looking for all this. You can put lots or whatever. But I think it's important that we get something here. Now, in a preliminary conversation, you talked about, oh, well, maybe we can do something. Let me get this over here again. Over by Sunset Hill. But again, we're talking about, you have the wetlands here with where my cursor is. You also, it means that we would have to go in and rip out a clay tennis court. There's a lot more work that would have to be done here. It's more, this is I feel it's a better area to do. It's fairly level. It's all cleared out. And you don't have any wetlands. And again, you're just talking about probably, I want to say from here over. I mean, I can get an engineer or something to scale it out just to get a specific amount of area. So you can put in maybe 10 parking spaces, whatever.
Well,
But I'm
Beth, can I
sorry,
say-
Neil, listen here.
Can I say something, Beth?
Sure.
You started by saying it was the town's hope. I was on the commission, and I believe I was part of the motion to take the money out of open space, and that's controlled by planning and zoning. But the reason that we thought it was so important, because it was sold to us that yes, in the future, the Arnold estate might want a couple of lots on Sunset, but the hope, or the way they sold it to me personally, was all of the rest of it was going to be open space. So I don't think it was the hope to have some parking spots up on Aunt Patty. It was my expectation that Arnold loved that property. The reason why he wanted to deed it to open space was to keep it to passive recreation, and that meant we needed access. And my vision was always on Aunt Patty's.
I totally agree.
Well, the reason I know that Arnholds are anxious to, finalize everything now. And I just want it all turned over along Aunt Patty's Lane, that area, to the state. And then we work with the state of Connecticut.
Yeah, either
about
way,
getting
as long as
some
it's open,
access to-
right.
I'm not saying, no, I want this deeded as a parking lot to the town of Bethel. I just want to give it to the state. We'll work with the state and try to get our summer entrance, or whatever they want to call it.
So they're not actually trying to have building lots on Aunt Patty's Lane, are they?
Well, at 6 acres, you can get 3 lots.
I'll see. I agree with John. I thought that was all going to be open space.
Right, absolutely.
No.
Beth, do you know, I know you don't have a scale and the paper's not in front of you, but so our 80 is 240 feet of road frontage. So do they have 750 feet of usable road frontage on Aunt Patty's, or is that a question that you're not prepared to answer?
I can't see it right now, but I will tell you have to remember in the R80 zone that you can have a rear lot adjacent to, you know what I mean? You could have 2 lots fronting on Aunt Patty.
Oh, gotcha. But then you have to, but I thought you had to double the acreage to make it rear, even in R80.
Let's see, 2, 4, 6. Yeah, that's right. So you would need 8. You would need 8 acres.
Yeah, there's no rear lot there. Right.
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 I can't read the frontage. I'm sorry, guys. And I don't have the big map with me.
Well, so I think that we obviously need to continue this conversation and ask Neil's reasoning for the Sunset, pie cut or whatever they want to do on their free cut, but obviously get a better understanding on what's going on the Aunt Patty side. But more importantly, what's the leverage, I remember when Mr. Arnold was alive and they wanted to make this happen while he was alive, and obviously he's passed, but his wishes were still his wishes, correct?
Yes.
I mean, so how do we get it done,
Right. That's why I wish Neil was here to help us with this conversation. He did have a previous commitment and he wasn't sure that he could get in here early enough. So we'll continue this to our next meeting.
Okay. Sounds good.
Is that agreeable with everybody?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes. The 22nd.
All right, David, help me get out of this. David?
You got to have your granddaughter sleep over on Tuesday nights.
I know. Thank you. Okay. Johnson School. Oh, David, now I got to give this back to you, or do I have to keep doing this? I can do it. Okay, the next item on the agenda is Johnson School. And it's just a very brief review. I don't know if all of you had heard about the conversations or discussions that have been going on in town this summer with the various building committees. And they, let me make sure I did this right. Do you see it?
Yep.
Okay. So this is, the rear of Johnson School is right here. And there is a big pile of dirt sitting back here. It's about 6,000 cubic yards. It's leftover material from the project. And what we had done, and I wasn't sure if you were aware of this, we did adopt, when we approved the original site, a site plan alternative. And this site plan alternative is increasing the multi-purpose field, which is located above the softball field, by about, I want to say about 30 feet, going into the Enchanted Trail a little bit. but it's less expensive to use the material on site than to have the material removed from the site, because the material is a mixture of topsoil and other components, and it would have to be brought off site and screened. And of course, there's not a lot of money in that type of work for anyone that's doing the removal. So they've come up with this alternative, which was part of the approval. I just wanted you all to be aware of it. You did sign off on it, but there may be some discussion of what's going on back there when people start seeing the dirt moving over and graded over on the side more. And that was all I had to share in regards to that.
I have a question.
Yep.
I recall when we approved the site plans for Johnson School, that was a full-size soccer field at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And that's what was supposed to be put back, was minimal. We weren't going to lose that field.
We're going to add to it.
The adding to it is even better because
Yeah.
of the woods and the fences there.
Mm-hmm.
At times, the ball is out of play when it hits one of the trees that hangs over that field on the upside, and the fence was really close,
Good. Oh, that's
to the
good.
sidelines. So increasing the size of it, I think, is a positive.
Okay,
Excellent.
great.
Sounds good to me.
And that's all I have for you as far as anything that's in the Google Drive. I can't believe I did that, David. I'm sorry, guys. I was able to do it all by myself.
Woo.
Okay.
What about the regulation schedule?
Okay. The last item on the agenda is two things. One is in regards to scheduling of our next public hearing session with Good Hill Road and Shelley Road. When I was reviewing the video from the 7/28 meeting, we did state that we would do it on the 22nd of this month. I think that it's important to keep that date and those hearings separate from our normal day-to-day business that we do during our regular meetings when it's possible. And so I'm requesting that the commission consider changing the meeting to the 29th.
Excellent move. And we just
Make a motion to that effect.
It would just be the two Draper applications.
Yes.
No, I think it's an excellent idea.
I
Do we
made a
have
motion to the
a
effect that
site
we will
update yet?
change that meeting to the 29th.
Second.
Has Mr. Draper given us a site walk date yet?
No.
Okay.
We will still have the meeting of the 22nd, but we will have
Right.
a meeting on the 29th also. Is that right?
Correct. 22nd will be for regular business. 29th is for your 830 cheese.
Draper.
Right.
Excellent.
And you had a motion on the floor, I believe.
And Penny seconded it.
Pat?
You're muted, hon.
No,
You
I
really
believe
bad.
Penny, I'm sorry, I
that's
believe
why nobody heard
Penny
me.
seconded that.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, abstention, motion carries.
Okay, last thing that I have for you tonight is that over the last, I would say, couple of months, there's been some discussion with some of the Worcester Street property owners. They've expressed an interest in having the commission review the TOD zone, the RMO East zone, explore, like I say in my notes, explore possibilities of utilizing certain components for density. For example, the Zoning Board of Appeals, they recently gave a variance for a property, I think it was 6474 Worcester Street. They allowed for a garage to be converted to an apartment. What was the reason for it? It was a very minimally reason that should be granted. So I'm concerned that, again, when you start looking at some of these areas, you do not want property owners going to the Zoning Board of Appeals and getting variances.
Right.
Because when you get a variance, nothing else applies.
Right.
So there is interest. I was thinking about putting together a data sheet because I think that it would be important for us to at least study it a little bit, look at it in relation to what it was being constructed towards the end of Worcester Street, 91 Worcester Street in particular. So that has generated a lot of interest along that road. People want to know what they can do with their properties. And I think it's worth us to have a look-see.
Excellent idea.
So I will start working on that as soon as I get back from vacation. And I'll probably have something in the middle of October.
Excellent.
And I also will have something really good at the next meeting.
Woo.
A new site development, a
Oh.
conceptual with an application possibly. Who's that?
That's you. That's feedback.
Oh, I'm echoing?
It's
You're echoing.
reverb or feedback from someone's speakers.
Oh, okay. But anyways, I'm not going to tell you anymore. I'm just going to make you.
You're no fun.
But
So
John
go
is.
down
John
and see
is
what's going on.
But out of all of you, John will be the most excited.
Oh.
It'll be worth him coming back for. Absolutely. I mean, you see me smiling, and when do I smile?
Yeah, right. They're looking forward to the next meeting.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Okay.
I'm
Anything else, Beth, before we move on?
I'll leave you with one little thought that we've had to deal with, and we're starting to deal with on an enforcement side. Without any comments, I had to do a cease and desist order against a residential property that was renting out their pool cabana and swimming pool
Yeah.
to the general public. For a
That's
fee,
on television. People were making money doing this.
up to 40 people for an event.
Yeah.
Oh, my.
That took a lot of research trying to figure it out and everything, but we put it together and have done something.
Was that
So
an
I'll leave you with
Airbnb?
that. That's my enforcement little quirk for the month.
Was that an Airbnb or a Verbo thing or
It
something? you were
was
doing privately?
Swimby or Swimfly or something like that.
The
Swimby, something like that.
Swimby.
Yeah.
Yep.
Swimply
I don't
was
know.
the name of
Swim
the
Swimply?
website.
So anyways, it was interesting. You know, you always have those firsts. That was a first for me.
I saw that first on Channel 3 News at 5 o'clock in the morning one morning. People were renting out their pools and making a lot of money.
Wow.
Yep. It's a real thing.
Yeah, it's a real thing.
Okay. Anyways, that's all I got.
Thanks, Beth. All right.
Thank
Commission member comments? Anyone?
Nope.
Okay.
Yeah,
Jerry. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Welcome back, John.
On these outdoor restaurants where we've, set up sidewalk seating and stuff, where do we stand on that as far as some of them wanted to continue it, some of them wanted to, it's working out for more of them than it's not working out for, I think.
I believe the governor's extended the orders. So what our plan is, even if the governor doesn't extend the orders, we're going to let them go as long as they want.
So you get 10
Okay.
computers.
Is there any plan for, them putting up enclosures when the weather gets cold?
No one has discussed that with us at this point. I mean, I think they're good till the first snow, and then when it starts snowing, then we start running into problems with plowing and sidewalks and all that kind of
Yep.
stuff.
And then they have to
I think it's important for us to just take it day to day and just go with it as long as we can.
So I just wanted to make sure that we weren't going to knock them out of the box by saying they had to do something by October 1st or put them away.
No, and I do think that next year, if COVID if there's a vaccine and it's better under control, that you might see them wanting to do it on a permanent basis for seasonal.
Yeah.
Like Jay Lawrence, there's a couple of them out there that really, it's kind of nice. You have a nice feel when you walk downtown.
It really
Sure
is
do.
family.
It saved some of those businesses.
It did.
Yeah.
Yep. I've got to say the pandemic has been like one of the best things to happen to Greenwood Avenue in downtown. Yeah. No joke.
It's made it come
true.
along.
It's true.
All right. Moving on. Public input. BJ, is there anything you'd like to say?
She's muted.
I have unmuted her, or I tried to anyway.
I was unmuting myself while you were unmuting me, so we canceled each other out.
Double
Just,
negative.
yeah, what's going on with Carluzzi's? Are they still doing their second part of the construction on South Street?
Yeah. The road, the back road.
I haven't heard anything from them at all.
They haven't started taking those houses down yet, so.
No, they haven't applied for any demo permits.
No.
It could be COVID just brought it to a halt for right now.
Could be. I can't imagine why.
If you ever look at that parking lot day in and day out, they probably don't want to disturb it.
Yeah, but the trucks at certain times of the day, Bob, the trucks coming in and out are really a bummer for traffic, for the flow of traffic.
Oh, but I'm saying as far as, you know, their business, I mean, it would be one thing under normal circumstances to be, you know, disrupting that whole parking lot to try and fix what needs to be fixed.
Right. BJ, anything else? Oh, she's muted again.
Nope, nothing
Okay,
else.
thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, if I may have a motion to adjourn, please.
So moved.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
Abstention? We are adjourned. Thank you all.
Have a good vacation.